Hello. Today we're going to be going over the different types of ribbon and where basically you can use them. We're also going to go over kind of the best ribbons to get and the ribbons to kind of really avoid unless you have no choice. Okay, so you can see we have a lot of ribbon here. We're going to kind of go through each type of ribbon so you kind of know what types of ribbon are out there and what their uses are for. Our first ribbon we're going to talk about is velvet. So velvet ribbon is used very often for bows, for Christmas time, sometimes for weddings. And you can see this is definitely a velvet ribbon. Okay, when you're buying velvets, the important thing is to make sure you're getting the kind that goes outdoors, because the velvet ribbon can be one that can be only used in indoors, so make sure you're asking when you get the ribbon. You can also get velvet ribbon that has a lot of extra dimension in it. So this actually has a sheer glitter right through the center. This is a 5-inch ribbon. Nope, sorry, 4-inch ribbon. Okay. You can see ribbons are going to come in different sizes. This is a 10-yard roll of ribbon. This is a 50-yard roll of ribbon. So you can tell, okay, how big the ribbon is. On the label, it will tell you what size it is and how many yards. So this one says 2.5. Oh, sorry, it's 25 yards. So this is a 25-yard roll of ribbon, velvet ribbon. This one is 4-inch by 10. This is mesh ribbon. So you can see here, it's just like the mesh that we use on wreaths. And mesh can be used for bows and accents just like you can with other ribbons. Really, mesh started out being classified as a ribbon, just so you know. Okay, the next thing we're gonna go over is burlap. So burlap comes in different sizes, and you can either get it unwired or wired. This is unwired, and it's a 5.5-inch piece of burlap. So the burlap can be used, this actually can be used in wreaths just like this. It can be used in bows. It's often used in weddings. Okay, this is pleated ribbon. It's often used at Christmas time. It makes an excellent kind of back of your bow accent. It also is used often on trees, as it is something that twists very well. It is pleated. You can see there is pleating in there. These usually come with about 5 yards, 5-inch roll of ribbon. 5 yards, 5 inches. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is tulle. So you can see with tulle, it is different than our other types of ribbon. Tulle is used for a lot of things. It's used in wreaths, it's used in bows, it's often used in weddings, it's often used in things with babies. You can also make the cute little tutus with this. So this is a great thing to have in your storage and to know how to use. And of course, tulle comes in different colors. We have a white and a yellow. Our next ribbon is going to be sheer. Okay, so sheer ribbon, you can see right through it. This is a 1.5-inch sheer ribbon. You can see this one is pretty much sheer all the way through. However, it has a pretty good amount of color on it, so it's not going to really be terrible to work with. It is wired. You can also have sheer ribbon that comes like this. where it is sheer in the center with a little bit of glitter. It does have kind of a satin ribbon edge border on it. So you really want to be careful when you're using sheer ribbons, because you do need to understand that they are going to be a little bit more difficult to work with, and they are going to be see-through. So it's not going to make as big a statement as some of your other ribbons, but it is often used in weddings. It's used in bows as accents for wreaths. It's also used for baby presents, things like that. Then you have, well, let's go through this one first. So this is a 5/8 inch ribbon. This one is also sheer. Okay, so you can see it is very sheer. It does have a lot of color in it. This one is metallic. It does not have wire. So you can see I can't really get it to stay in a specific position that I put it in. So this is great to use for accents on your bows. It's also great to use in hair bows, whether it's for children, adults, or dogs. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over is satin ribbon. So you often see satin ribbon with a pattern on it. Okay, so you can see this satin, it is almost like paper. So you can hear it crunching. It can hold its shape pretty well, so you can see it does hold its shape. It isn't wired, but you do want to be careful when you're picking up some ribbons like this that you're not grabbing something that is trademarked, because just because you can purchase it doesn't mean you can sell it. So this would be an example of something that's trademarked, so don't fall into that trap. This is another ribbon that's satin. This is a Dollar Tree ribbon. Most Dollar Tree ribbons are satin. There are some that aren't. But you can see it has that very satiny feel. Okay, so satin ribbon can be a little bit more difficult to work with, but this has a pretty thick wire on it, so you can see it will hold its shape. The only problem with ribbons like this is that these little pieces that are added on sometimes can come off, so be careful with that. You have different other kinds of satin ribbon. This is also a satin ribbon. Okay. So you can tell satin ribbon by the feel. It has a very silky satin texture to it, and it is a little bit more difficult when you're working on bows. So if you're a brand new bow maker, it's probably a good idea to stick with more towards the denim side of ribbon. Okay. This is metallic ribbon. Okay, so this is also satiny. You can see and feel. However, it has an extra layer on it, so it's a little bit easier to work with. So you'll often see this just called metallic ribbon. Okay, you can also have sheer ribbon with glitter on it. So you can see this one is a sheer, it has glitter. This is flex ribbon, so Deco Flex ribbon. And as you can see, it stretches, okay? So this is really cute to use as accents in bows, and it's also great for using to make little embellishments for your wreaths and other projects, because it is really cute. You can make it into all kinds of different little shapes. It's a lot of fun, comes in a lot of different colors. This is denim ribbon, but it is double-sided. So there is two different types, two different sides on it. So you could use this side to make your bow, you could use this side, or you can actually flip it. This is really good quality, very expensive ribbon. So the more expensive ribbons often will be double-sided. So this is a metallic version. This is just a regular version. So you see we have red on one side and we have black and white on the other, but it is a double-sided ribbon. Then your just regular denim ribbon is going to come in lots of different colors. It's going to come in different patterns. You can see, you can feel, it almost has almost like a thin blue jean feel to it. It is kind of a canvas. Sometimes it is called royal burlap. Sometimes it's called denim. Sometimes it's called canvas. It just depends on the manufacturer as to what they call it. But this is by far the best ribbon that holds up well and is the easiest to work with. So I highly recommend denim / canvas ribbon. It also comes in tons of different sizes. All right, so right here we have 1.5. You can get it all the way up to 5 or 6 inches. Okay. This is kind of a combination. So this has a satiny back and it has a glitter kind of overlay to it. So this is much thicker. This is going to act more like a canvas ribbon, even though it is actually based on a satin ribbon. So if you find these glitter ribbons, don't be afraid to try them, because they actually do get quite stiff once they put this glitter on the surface. Then you have Pure Out glitter ribbon. This glitter ribbon is often used in hair bows, in cheer bows. It's also used in wreaths and wreath bows. But you can see it is heavily coated. Okay, and in this example, this one is a grosgrain ribbon. Okay, you can kind of tell the grosgrain because it has all of these little kind of woven patterns in it, little woven ribbon, and this one has the glitter on it. So this one here is excellent for hair bows. This is unwired and it's very heavily glittered, so it's perfect for hair bows. These glittered, so this one is actually very much like this. It just is a much smaller size, so this is a 5/8 inch ribbon. This is also like the gold. It's the 1.5. Now this one isn't quite as thick as this gold, but it still holds up really well because it does have that glitter on it. It also has a really nice kind of sewn edge. Okay. This here is a special one. So ribbon can come in all different kinds. You can get ribbon that looks like chicken wire. You can get ribbon that looks like spider webs. You can get all different kinds. You can get it wired or unwired. This is often used in wedding decorations. It's also often used in Halloween projects. So you can see this is not wired. It does hold up pretty well, but it is going to be a floppier ribbon, okay? So it's best to have something behind it to hold the ribbon up. This is a metallic paper ribbon. So you can hear it has that paper sound. This is a little bit more difficult to work with because it does wrinkle very easily. It's hard to keep it pulled out. This is often found at the Dollar Tree. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult ribbon to work with if you haven't worked with a lot of ribbon in the past. Okay, this is gingham. This is also gingham. So you can see gingham has this gingham pattern on it, and it is not silky. It is a canvas, it is a denim ribbon, but it's much thinner. So you can see with the gingham ribbon, it's going to be thinner. So it's kind of a cross between denim and satin. So it does hold its shape well, but it is going to be a little bit thinner and can be a little bit more difficult to work with. So the thicker the ribbon, up to a point, the easier it is to work with. Okay. So this gingham is actually a little bit thicker. But like all the others, it comes in a lot of different sizes. This is jelly ribbon. So it looks just like those little jelly shoes that they used to have out. And it is wired. It does work really well. It's often used as accents in bows on wreaths. Okay, it does come in small and large sizes. It is plastic, so it can be a little bit challenging to work with, especially if it's in a larger size. So you just want to keep that in mind. It's also used sometimes on trees, especially this larger size here. And then the last two ribbons we're going to go through is grosgrain. Okay, this is grosgrain ribbon. So you can kind of tell grosgrain, it has a little texture to it. Okay, it's not wired, and you'll see on the ribbon itself, it's going to tell you it's grosgrain. This ribbon is mostly used on packages, hair bows, things like that. You can also use it sometimes in centerpieces or for baby wreaths. It makes a great wrap when you're doing little diaper cakes. And you can see it comes in all different kinds of patterns. Okay. All right, so we will be making some hair bows with some of these. You can make hair bows for children, for dogs. Some adults like to wear them. Okay. This is a satin ribbon. This is a little, and it feels almost like paper, and you can see it tears very easily. Okay. Let's just get this going here. There we go. All right, so this is a satin ribbon. This is often used to make pew bows for weddings, funerals, things like that. These are often used in centerpieces. They're often used in graveside pieces. And as you can see, this ribbon rips very easily. So it is a ribbon that you really have to know what you're doing, or you're going to end up with a lot of frustration. So we will go through how to use this ribbon. This is another satin ribbon, and these satin ribbons are often used for weddings. Now you can see this is a very different satin, okay, than this. All right. So these would make more like bows for the wedding, for the veil, things of that nature. This one, I believe, is a 4-inch. Yes. Okay, so you can see it's not wired. It is very floppy. They are going to be floppy because that's how they're made. But you can see it makes a really pretty look. Okay. So we will go through this as well. We'll really kind of touch base on all of the different kinds of ribbons that we've been through. This is also a satin. So you can see even with satins, there's going to be different levels of what the satin is like. Okay. All right, so this one is very similar to this one, but not quite as brittle, so it is a little bit thicker. Okay, so definitely these are often used for weddings. And the last thing I want to go over is fabric. So fabric is also used in wreaths. It is used in bows, especially hair bows, but you can make lots of different kinds of bows with fabric. So we're going to be going through all of that as well. I just have some fat quarters here that we'll use. So one good thing about fabric is that there are different laws concerning copyrights with fabric than there is with ribbon. So you can actually use fabric that has a copyrighted item on it if you're using it to sew things. So you would have to, even a bow can be sewn. So you can actually use it as something to sell. So this is going to be a little bit different than ribbon, but there is a great market for using some of this to make different types of bows. You know, rag bows, you can make rag wreaths, you can make hair bows. So we'll definitely be doing some of this to get through how to make some different bows and things like that with this fabric. All right, so make sure that you check the next video where we will be talking about how we're going to use some of this, and make sure to check out all of the videos on different bows that you can make with these different ribbons. Make sure if you have any questions, you put them down in the comments, and thank you for watching.